So
Yeah.
all through these 40 minutes, we discuss it from psychological points of view, from some, I don't know, whatever it could be named. Yeah. So getting back to what has been mentioned, the last thing, right? So needs. So is it about your personal needs, yeah, to be happy, or is it about someone else's needs? How can they be
First,
attached to each
yeah.
other, right? And
Mhm.
distinguished between.
Mhm. Uh, yeah, the point you or the question you are putting out is quite important. Whether needs or whether you have your personal needs or you serve somebody's demands. And by the way, first of all, you should um, you should realize your personal needs and works towards them, because that would define the way. And uh, if you get that your needs done or completed, you are full of energy to give a helping hand and move forward. And that is why some people believe that you should love yourself, of course, through. And but maybe it's quite provocative and dubious for some. But if you never follow your needs or never have them done, so you would find yourself in suppression, at least from my point of view. Yes. And so I don't know how it is possible to help people uh, with what, for to the best of my knowledge, if I would haven't realized my demands mm, to manifest myself through my career or English, whatever. How it is possible? Because I find myself in depression, and maybe should look at the different angles, sides, nose, and for me it works out. And first you realize your demands, but when it comes to demands, by the way, that as psychology tell us, of course, it's not a profound way. Psychology tell us all what you need is to have your demands completed, and after that you would see something else. And of course, it's this explanation, I believe, sometimes doesn't suit to a lot of different cases. That's my point.
Well, but demands do change all through your life, isn't it so?
Of
For
course,
instance,
they would.
you admire coffee, drinking, waking up every morning, but then the next day you just wake up and say, well, you detest coffee. You just
Sure,
drink
sure.
tea, and our requests towards life so are different at our different stages of life. So we can never be sure what we would like, in the coming years or in the coming days.
That's why I believe all people, human beings on the globe, and they don't have just demands. They have souls and spirits.
Yeah, we've
And
got to be
that's
flexible. Anyway.
yes, we've got to be flexible.
So our plan
Precisely.
has to be flexible as well. So it hasn't never have to be solid, and well, you just have to be flexible about seeing the world from different points of view.
Yes, right.
That,
And Andrew, so
Mm.
what is your taking on?
No, it's a very, very, very interesting speech, and I'd like it because regarding what you have just said, psychology is a false science, and all psychologists should be dismissed. And,
Yeah,
well,
yes, I constantly think of psychology in this way, and just this is a tiny part of life could be looked at through psychology. Tiny, 3%, 5, maybe 1.
You know, Alex, I'm happy Peter is not listening to us right now.
Yeah, so if the friend of mine just probably he's never going to agree upon my point because he believes that psychology is a must
No,
to comprehend.
I, I, I believe that we should distinguish psychology and coaching. Because psychology
And philosophy
is
as well, I
Hmm.
believe,
science,
Hmm.
and
altogether.
it covers a lot of mm, spheres of human life. But coaching is something more about mm, business and uh, gaining money from unhappy people who just want to find
Yeah.
their way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually it's getting more and more popular. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
looking somewhere on the internet, lots of coaches and promising better lives to people, being happy right now, especially to girls, you know, being
Mhm.
dissatisfied with marriages or breakups and so on and so forth. But, well, yeah, psychology is all about action reaction, so cause and consequence. So, and
Mhm.
the whole idea is how to prevent the cause to be unhappy in the long run. Mhm.
Right, right. That is why I think psychology doesn't suit to a lot of cases, and it might help with something and with satisfaction of your demands at some point, but they can shift, you know, and uh, psychology never explain the the things related to spirit and souls. So, and when it
Mhm.
comes to coaches, we know that the main idea of what they are going to explain and put forward is about money and happiness, having this state of happiness through financial stability. And but this is sometimes for people just a grain of salt, because we have a lot of tycoons having a lot of money. What they do nothing towards society and people. That's why might be that's the reason why they feel so miserable sometimes, having uh, having
Yeah, you
that.
know,
Mhm.
so many, you know, rich people and wealthy ones, well-off guys, sometimes they really unhappy, having no friends or family, you know, neglected them, and you know, people could be really unhappy having lots of cash somehow. Sometimes these people commit suicides. You know, some billionaires, according to some news in the past. That's right.
Yeah, that is my point. Yeah, that's why I constantly thinking of when it comes to success and happiness, constantly thinking about um, inner development, spirit, and that energy, and uh, about universe and sometimes God, and something what most people cannot consider or never take into consideration. And so that is my
Yeah, they do
point.
actually, but in the very end of their lives, they just try to seek out what was the meaning of their past life. So they
Yeah,
wasted their whole life, you know, doing some wrong stuff. And then
right.
they regret it, but you know, that's too late sometimes, at the age of 60, 70, or whatever. So it has
Mhm,
to be, you know, broken down and as early as possible, at the age of 20 or a bit early, and just for parents, you know, to deliver the knowledge. So
mhm,
parents have to be you know, psychologists and masters, you know, to deliver this knowledge. Well, not how not to make mistakes, you know, but give just some bits of knowledge
mhm,
about the causes and what these causes can lead to. It's not about it, pieces of advice. It's about not being well, not giving recommendations and consultations. It's about the knowledge. And if parents, you know, start giving this stuff to their kids, so we would see more and more heavy people around us. But parents nowadays are just, more heavily on giving food and clothing and education and stuff. But that's, not enough.
Uh, yeah. Uh, and we know we have seen people, a lot of them, finding themselves confusing. So because people are confused, they're programmed to some extent and confused. Confused when I am talking about confusion, I mean, since the childhood, you have been told like, you are the best one, for example, you are good, and or if you if you would do what I told you, just you will be successful. But after what happens after graduating from schools and universities, and people find themselves in miserable positions because so they really have been programmed and through mainstream science, and they told that if you work hard, so you will be successful, you will be happy. uh, but we see, just vice versa. On the contrary, sometimes we see like, you don't need to set up your business. All what you have to do is to be around some people who is going to I don't know, give you a bribe, some money, and that I would say we have kind of parasitical mindset. Like people want to have
Yeah,
everything
corrupted
doing
mindset.
yes,
Mhm.
corrupted mindset. They want to work harder, or to be working harder persons, and that's what, for example, I have seen through my experience in school, and they just want to be successful in one click. And just almost in 90, maybe 95% of children, they are confused, really completely confused, what or which way they should go in terms of career and in terms of job, and so that is, I don't know, it's
Mm.
another point, another side. And because if you are confused, at least it happens oftentimes with, by the way, with staff in office. Some they're confused. For example, they do the job pretty well, but um, in the eve or on the eve of getting salary, their salary will be, I don't know, reduced. What happened? Big cheese.
Mm.
That's what I call that confusion.
Yeah,
And
the people lose motivation to do this stuff
yeah.
at times. Mm. Mhm.
Mhm. Andrew, have you ever experienced such things like you
Selections.
did job well, but so
Mm.
at the end you kind of gave a salary
Get
less,
peanuts
yeah,
after all.
peanuts, yeah, less
Well,
lower.
I don't think this is a big issue
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because if you're really good in some kind of job, just find another place where they will pay more money for this job.
mm-hmm,
But if you are working really hard, but you feel that you still are not very good at this job, and a lot of people who maybe even doesn't work so hard as you, but they do it better. This really what make you disappointed of your maybe sometimes choice that you have done before when you studied in university or when you had chosen this job or instead of another. So
Oh, well, it possibly depends on the system.
what I wanted
Yeah,
to
I
say
believe in
here.
America, in Europe, if you really do work hard, of course, you get elevated as quick as possible because someone really values your input, your contribution to the
Yes,
growth of the
yes, I
company and so
remember
on. The
what
mindset is a little bit
Mhm.
different, but our mindset is a little bit corrupt. It's you could be
Mhm.
doing work hard, and people say, okay, why should I work hard if this guy works for me?
No, I believe that you can achieve a lot if you will work hard anyway, but it can make you happy or it cannot make you happy. If you really understand why I'm doing this, what is it for, then it can make you happy and you will go upstairs your career and your financial situation will be better and better and so on. But in another case, you can work hard, you can go upstairs your career, but this will make you more and more happy because you give too much power, energy, and the time, and it doesn't make you happy. You you just do it to I don't know to look to look like a successful person, but not because it makes you happy.
Yeah, successful person and happy person. These are two different ideas, of course.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, and the
Yes.
idea, never,
Come up.
never to have people who are trying to hold you back, squash you, keeping you down. Yeah, yeah. But
Mhm.
what I am telling, or what I am told by saying that suppression and the people are confused because the system itself is pretty suppressive. I mean, a mindset and the system. What you are told, like people having mindset, because mindset is corrupted, and the system itself. Um,
Mhm. Well,
that's.
I do know some, well, possibly it's not about some private companies, right?
Mhm.
So it's American-based or European-based, whatever, like talking about the government and the country. I know some guys in banking sphere, they've been doing their job for about 10 years, and you can just imagine their salaries have never been changed all through these 10 years, never been, promoted to any position. But I know these guys, just two or three at least doing their job perfectly well.
Mhm.
And how come is it possible? The system
Mhm.
is somehow too much corrupted. And how people could be, successful and happy if, 10 years so far and still getting the same cash,
Mhm.
sitting in the chair in the same office in the same position.
Mhm.
Uh, is it about, moving abroad? That's what so many young people try to do, to escape the system and reality, to be unhappy finally,
The idea for moving abroad,
unfortunately.
of course, is a good one. But to the best of my knowledge, if you cannot be happy by yourself, so wherever you go, just it will
Hmm.
never help you out, help you.
Even sitting under the
You
tree
can,
won't make you
yeah,
happy.
you can go
That's it.
to New York and live out there, but nothing will be changed for you. Yes, of course. So most people now look at those who moved out, like those people are kind of achieved something on abroad, but we don't know uh, what price they pay for, and
Mhm.
what job they have. For example, now we're teaching at school, but who I would be in the United States? Who driver or or
Well, why not?
button
Russian,
Drivers get a lot today, as like
yeah.
truck drivers. Well,
Yeah, but of course, and this idea is so compelling, attractive, really. And if I had a chance, that would be a good experience to live abroad, at least for a while, not through my lifetime, at least for a while, maybe 3 months, 4 months, and but
just to
I'm
feel
not
a
sure.
change, yeah,
Feel
what it
change,
feels
yeah.
like. Mhm.
That is, it's like that, yeah. It goes like that, and uh, and of course, if we move forward a little in terms of learning English, so people think you can achieve or you can master English just being in the native countries, native speaking countries, which is completely untrue. Untrue, and you could find yourself in society, in Russian society or Ukrainian society, and chatting with people with your native language doesn't help, or it depends on kind of depends on circumstances and your goals, of course. Yeah, but the idea moving abroad really attractive
Yeah, what's
to
good
some.
about living in your own country, you know the mentality of your own people because you are growing and you grew in this society. You know the language, of course, and you know what people think for real. But if you move out, of course, but you have to be actually complying with the given system outside. American system, mentality of American people is a little bit different. Well, in terms of job, yeah, so it's easy to get promoted, but how to go around there on a daily basis. Uh,
Hmm.
so people, find Americans sometimes a little bit foolish or stupid, or how to say it this way. I don't know,
Hmm.
but
Easy going.
yeah, for us, so it's so they look a little bit silly at times, but not always, because our mentality, I bet, is a little bit, on another stage. But on the other hand, our society, what the system offers us now, this corrupted mindset of the whole reality. So it's wrong. So and uh, what should be done? And
Hmm.
people find themselves, kind of in a hot water, uh, deciding for themselves whether to go out and suffer from that mentality system and stuff like that, or living here, being quite well with their mental condition, but getting, little cash. So, and that's the whole problem nowadays.
Yeah, right. Andrew,
and yeah, I agree. I also don't think that relocation can bring happiness to anyone. Relocation itself, but relocation with some plan, with some understanding of your destiny. Why are you over there? What are you going to do? And is it really something important? Then it can work. And for example, I've met a lot of people in Asia, for example, India or Thailand, so-called downshifters who just thought that they move to another country and start living over there and will be happy. For me, I didn't see a really happy person, really happy people over there. Some of them were because they started something like business, or maybe they had a contract or maybe they were on a freelance, and so they proceed just doing what they did before, but in another place where they feel more comfortable. That's a fine position for me. It works, but just don't mm, don't believe that it can change everything in your life and make you happy. This is just some
Escaping from the reality.
yeah,
Yeah,
escaping
will
from
never help.
reality, nothing more. Hmm.
Yeah, moving out from the reality. Yeah, I agree with you, and I
First,
know.
find what to do, and then where to do.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can't escape yourself
You
Yeah,
anyway.
never escape from
That's right. You
yourself.
have to see a final goal in front of you. Yeah, somewhere planned, having some plan is all well, long-term plan. And after you've got to be achieving it somehow. But then the next question, comes up to you. So, what country? What the location? And if this location doesn't give you this opportunity, to promote yourself, then moving to another country actually could be a change, But anyway, so you don't see the future going there. You could just waste your time, and then that's it. So of course, it matters if you work for some, like American company, you sign some contract like this. You are still, well, the citizen of your own country, but you work abroad. So then you could just pick up some cash and get back and build up your own business in your own country, having some passive income after all, and feel free of anything or in society and people and bosses, whatever.
yes, that,
That's right. So it depends what kind of job and what location and what, well, the time frame.
relocation shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be self-development. If relocation will help you with it, then it's okay.
Hmm.
You can travel around the world, maybe changing country every time, every 3 5 years. Um, but if
Hmm.
you think that relocation is the goal and
Hmm.
if you relocate, your life will change and you will be another person, a happy person, I don't think it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about self-deception, right? How you purposefully deceive yourself. So possibly you believe, well, there is some percentage that something can go wrong, but still you just believe that US is the good word, much better than Ukraine or Russia. Of course, it's, well, everyone wants to go there, and you could be just deceiving yourself in some way. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you have family and kids, and you can build up better lives for kids. I have one actual student who went to Canada. He passed some IELTS exam, and he moved out there. He got his wife and two kids. Now they are doing perfectly well in Canada. Uh, yep, that's right. So if it's not just the selfish stuff, well, just for yourself, well, to go there and find a life and family and wife and kids there, right, abroad. But if you just right now have the family, wife, and kids and see no good reality waiting ahead of you, then it could make a change. Having some programmed, being assigned for and go there to be sort of citizen. Yeah, so that could bring you some feeling of happiness because your family and your kids and your wife is your society, your unit of society, and you could be just living within it and paying no attention to what's going around you.
Yeah, and escaping from countries and escaping from yourself will never help you. And of course, Andrew, I agree with you 100% that the surroundings cannot be a goal, like might be intermediate goal, and can help you with your business. And sometimes I'm thinking of wintering in some warm countries and have some classes sitting on the beach and spreading the knowledge. Yeah, that is just might be pretty awesome experience. But I have never thought like moving abroad will change your vision and life completely, or
Mm.
help you out, like make you feel more happy. That's, I believe, kind of deceitful way. So, and it's not good.
Well, I just got struck with this idea. You know, lots of freelancers and teachers and whatever people, well, they're working, well, used to work in China or Asian countries. But how about this outburst of this virus? Now they have to rush back home where they have no job and stuff like that. So they just try to pursue some idea of happy life in another country. But now they have to return home, all of them. Like, you know, in Italy, 12 cities and towns are on lockdown at the moment. And lots of people from Ukraine who are working there, so they go to be coming back and spreading this virus in here. Who knows? And
Yeah, people
so,
got into real troubles. Real
mhm,
troubles, yeah, because nobody will take them out from that. And of course, countries can help, but you know, sometimes I believe for people it's better to stay at home than moving out. In terms of this
mhm,
outbreak, we know just you can catch a virus along the road, being at the airport. That's why I heard about the girl, Ukrainian girl, made up her mind to stay at home with her dog, because there were probably 70 Ukrainians, by the way, yes,
mhm.
uh, have been taken out from China, and they have some problems now in terms of isolation, lockdown.
Yeah, you know, our authorities, they just wanted to let them out of the plane and just go wherever we want to go, just not even a day under quarantine. That's just a hideous thing, you know, because, well, according to them, we don't have any facility, you know, to test them positive for this virus. So they just decided to let them go home, just right back from the airport. That's crazy,
It's
you know. But yeah, the
unbelievable.
system is corrupted. That's right.
Yeah, and Andrew, do you agree? I mean, is it better to stay in our mainland or move to China? I believe better to stay.
Well, actually, China have never been very attractive for me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Maybe I like more Europe, for example. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, uh, I know that a lot of people have their plans crashed because of the coronavirus. I have some friends of mine who had contacts in China, and they are disappointed, of course. One of my friend is right now she's living in Sanya. It's a resort island on the south of
Oh yeah, I
China,
was there
and
actually. Last year I visited
she's
this
trying to
island.
leave it. She's trying
Mm-hmm.
to leave it, and I hope she she will get success, because it's really a challenge to leave it to come. She's from St. Petersburg, so I hope she will have no. She doesn't get so much troubles as people in Ukraine, for example. Um, but in terms of our topic, uh, it depends on. I can repeat it again. Relocation itself mm, can't bring you success, but if you are success, this can be like pushing for relocation, for self-development, for
Mhm.
uh,
So you have to be, you've
going.
got to be successful in the mind at first, right? Not in the outside. Something like job, and you have to have some successful mindset set for some proper actions going forward. Yeah.
If you have success within your native country,
Yeah,
then
success-oriented
you have
mind, I mean.
some
Mhm.
basis for success abroad. But if you are nobody here, um, you will not be a successful man abroad just because it is abroad. That's what I'm trying to explain.
And
Yeah.
all what you should do is to work on your mind, your mindset. Yes, I believe that is true, and that is mean self-fulfillment, self-development through changing and working towards your mindset. And this is the most difficult thing to do for people.
Yeah, and that's exactly what psychologists do, working with people's mindset. But our psychologists, I believe, are a little bit corrupted too. So they stick to some solid and firm psychological approach towards people. Well, they don't take other aspects of human life. And psychology has to be flexible at times. And yes,
Right.
so many
Yeah.
people, are really unhappy now. Even so many families, according to statistics, for instance, like if to say like different gender girls, yeah, girls over the age of 30 in Ukraine, according to statistics, about 70% of those ones are divorced, having kids,
Unbelievable.
more
Yeah.
than half, and they a lot of them, they are really unhappy. And I talked to one of them before some well years or whatever, and she said if I knew how to do the proper stuff, yeah, or if I had known actually, so I had never behaved like that in my young age, doing wrong stuff to my husband and acting improperly and stuff like that. And now I found myself eventually, in this poor condition. That's according to psychology itself that could lead us to feeling happiness for girls and men and so on and so forth, and how people react and how people act. And that's the whole point. Even having good jobs, talking about girls, but they are divorced and having kids and having no good idea to find some life partner. And, they're totally dissatisfied. Lots of people around there and here. And it's not about money to them. They would, pay all of the stuff they have, to find some good partner, life partner, and so on. But well, that's really too complex to talk about.
Too complex. Yeah.
It's a good point. I guess we're talking today. We're talking just about the success in terms of career, business, and money, and so on. But family is also a very important aspect of life. Maybe for women more than for men. But I don't want to be sexist or something like this.
Yeah, I totally
Uh,
agree with you.
Yeah.
but again,
Mhm.
some people just put goals of achievement, success in business, but maybe for them it's more important to be um, to gain success in their family life. To build a strong family is also a very difficult process and very important too.
I would say this is the art, having good
Yeah,
relationships. This is the
that's right.
art, should be worked on constantly, on and on,
Yeah.
not on and
Mhm.
out. Yeah, and in regards to what Valentine was saying about this girl, and I believe if she had been taught in a proper way through probably childhood, she wouldn't
Parents
have
or
found herself in kind of miserable things and misery in terms of unhappiness. And
Mhm.
that's what all about. I mean, system is corrupted uh, by in a way what how it works.
Yeah,
Like